What's up? I'm Jack Blocker, and you're watching the Permanent Rain Press.
Hi everyone, it's Chloe with the Permanent Rain Press. Today I'm happy to be joined by a Jack Blocker. How's it going?
Chloe, what's up? It's going great. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you and connect, and I'm looking forward to hearing a bit more about your American Idol journey so far. But first off, tell me about your passion for music. Like, did it start for you early on growing up in North Texas?
Yeah, I did. I had a passion of listening to music way before playing music. I wasn't super musical growing up. Like I didn't really sing or play guitar or anything or play any instruments. That was kind of like later on in high school I started picking that up. But yeah, I mean, I've always been really drawn to like just singer songwriter and old country music and never really thought I'd get to be a part of it in a way other than just being an enjoyer, you know.
Yeah, and at age 17, I mean, you made the decision to take that next step, pursue music more seriously. So what went into that decision for you? Because like you mentioned, it seemed to be a pipe dream when you were younger.
Yeah. I honestly remember being envious of my friends that like could play guitar, and I thought it was so sick. And so I started just kind of teaching myself guitar in my free time around like 16, 17. And then when I was in high school, I went to a Christian high school, and so I started. There was like a student worship band, and so I started playing with the student worship band. We'd play once a week to the school, and just the more I started doing that, like I started singing for the school, and then the more comfortable I got singing and playing guitar, I started writing music, and all of it was just kind of like for fun in my bedroom and stuff. Until a little later on in college, but it just like kind of snowballed, like really naturally progressed since around being 16 or so.
And you co-founded a band with your childhood friend, Reed. How did Rightfield and your experiences with the band change you for the better?
So many ways. I mean, it's the only reason that I'm here and trying to be an artist and a musician full time. It like it inspired me, and Reed, especially Reed, and the just honestly the people who listened to Right Field early on. I mean, I like we were making songs for fun, like I said, and there were people that believed in us a lot and were helping us kind of. I mean, we were in college during COVID, at the end of like kind of on the back end, and so our school was online completely, and we were kind of able to like spend a lot more time like really focusing on, okay, once we get out of school, like what would it look like to try to be musicians full time and try to pursue this outside of just being like a band that plays college gigs and different things. And so we had to like, I mean, we started thinking about it in really like kind of going past just like the dreaming phase of like, oh, what if we were artists? Like we're like, okay, like rubber to road, what would it actually look like? And so I went through all of that with Reed and with the band, and that's totally formed who I am as an artist, and just like how I go about business as an artist, like being a professional, and not just writing when the wind blows me that way, but writing because it's my job, and like kind of different. I feel like I can't even fully put together exactly like how it's formed me, but I mean in every way, like that's been like a huge step on my journey to where I am right now.
Amazing. And I know you toured with the band and you also did visual direction. So it's nice to kind of wear different hats, like having a project, starting it from the ground up. Tell me a bit about your songwriting process, just briefly. What are some things you're inspired by in daily life?
I'm inspired by my friends and my wife, just by sometimes it's easier to see really epic stories in like people's lives that you're close to. I write a bunch of songs about my friends and about Georgia and my wife. Um, and I'm really inspired by other songs as well, other songs and books and like that I mean, I just like I have, oh, it's not on me right now, but I have this little notebook that's like pocket size that I carry around and just kind of like always jotting stuff in it. Like when I'm reading a book or when I'm talking to somebody, and then like when I sit down with like a melodic idea or a guitar idea, I have all of these like kind of like little like crumbs, I guess, of songs that I've had in my head, and then I can kind of sit down and start making them into like real songs rather than just like one line ideas and stuff. But usually like I'll have like a melodic idea or just like or I'll hear a song and I'll be like, ooh, I love that style. Like I want to try to write something in that style. And then I'll try to like think of like a lyrical identity that makes sense with the like sonic idea that I'm building, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's great to kind of hear a bit about that thought process. And I mean, shout out to Georgia. I know you two moved to Nashville 2022 also so you could like pursue music full time. So
Hmm.
yeah, that's wonderful. And moving into American Idol, you're very gracious to Katy Perry's constructive critique about your delivery and stretching your mouth to reach certain notes. Had you ever considered or ever heard that feedback before?
I feel like I had maybe like because I've thought about it a lot now, but like I had heard people mention something about my face, but never even really like just kind of in passing. It was never like really like a constructive thing. Like somebody was like, "Hey, your face is off-putting. Um, let's try to work on that together." Like it was kind of just like somebody was like, "Ah, your jaw" or something. Never really paid it attention. And even when I was in the audition room and she mentioned that, it was kind of like it felt like it was out of nowhere. I was like, "Whoa, what's she talking about?" And then I watched the audition and I was like, "Yep, that's exactly what she's talking about." I totally saw it. And I mean, I like I'm trying to we there's like some awesome like vocal coaches and music coaches on the show that like have tried to help me like okay like it's not even like necessarily just the visual side of like what my face is doing but like just in terms of long-term vocal health like sometimes like stretching my neck like that isn't like the best thing so like I like it's actually been something I'm working on with people here I mean I definitely am not doing it to try to make myself look any certain way it
It's
really
not
is
for
just like
show, yeah.
it's definitely not for show it just kind of is how some of those sounds and notes come out of my mouth um but honestly, on the same side, like the vocal coaches and stuff have been like gracious about that too. Like they've been like sometimes that's just what you have to do, and that's going to be who you are. And so I'm totally learning. I'm totally learning from it. I'm not trying to just like push to the side Katie's critique or anybody. Like it's a valid critique for sure.
It's good to have these kind of things to work on and as you continue in this journey in this process. In Hollywood Week, you covered Your Cheating Heart and You Should Have Seen the Other Guy. Just briefly, why these two songs? Like, how did you think they would collectively showcase your voice and you as a performer?
Yeah, I love Hank Williams. So I was really excited to sing a Hank Senior song. I like from my audition. There wasn't even really that much time, but I landed on that song. Was really excited about it, and then the next round I had an idea. I wanted to like kind of revamp like a pop song into my own style. And so I kind of had done some work on that. And there was like a really quick turnaround between those two performances. And so I was working on that song with somebody, and then we were just kind of fumbling around. I showed him you should have seen the other guy. Like I just kind of was playing a little bit of that, and everybody in the like me included, and like the coaches in the room, we were all kind of like, that one just sounds that one sounds just like so in the pocket for what I do. And I love Nathaniel Rateliff. That song that I sang has been one of my favorites for over a year now, and it's not very well known. That's why I wasn't totally sure about doing it on the show. But everybody in the room, when I was kind of practicing it, we were like, "Man, that just feels right." So we just kind of decided to send it, and thankfully it worked well enough to let me keep going.
Definitely a positive response from the judges, and I'm
Hmm.
sure that it introduced you more as like an artist to America and to all the viewers. Tell me about bonding with your fellow contestants, between Hollywood Week, Hawaii, now being back in LA. What's it been like getting to spend time with them?
It's really cool, especially with like it was awesome in Hollywood. I mean, I mean, so many talented and cool people. But especially in the top 24, I mean, it's been the same group since before Christmas, and so it's been months, and so we really do feel close to each other, and we're starting to have to like think about like reckoning with the fact that people are going to start going home week by week, and so it's sad to think about because I think the group is really close, but that's just the nature of what we're doing right now.
You got to work with Jelly Roll in Hawaii. How was he as a mentor? Like, what did you take away from your conversations with him?
He couldn't have been nicer and more genuine. I mean, I don't know exactly what I was expecting from like a celebrity mentor to come in, but he was like excited to do his job and excited to work with us in a really real way. Like it didn't feel like he was performing for the camera at all. He was really interested in hearing our stories and giving us advice, and so it was an awesome experience with him.
Amazing. And yeah, I think viewers really loved his positivity and energy,
Oh yeah.
valuable advice as well. A couple quick more questions. Shout out to your fellow contestants and new friends. Who were a couple of your favorite performances from your friends between Hollywood Week and Hawaii?
I always say that Roman performing Gravity in Hollywood Week was like my favorite, I think. Um, and maybe McKenna doing Adele in Hollywood. Those two really stood out to me a lot. And
It's
we were just all in the
amazing.
room. It was sick. Both of those are so sick.
Yeah, and like for you, you're soaking this all in too, and these people like are your peers and competitors, but you're friends and you admire each other's artistry. Our signature question for you to end things off: if you could be any ice cream flavor, which would you be and why?
I would be cookies and cream. Wait, no, I'd be Texas two step, cookie two step, the bluebell flavor. Um, do they have bluebell in Canada? Okay, good. All right, I don't know why I asked that. But the cookie two step, the bluebell flavor, because that's my favorite flavor, and because it's kind of like a Texas two step thing, a little bit of both. But
Amazing, and a
yeah,
nice callback to home as well. Thank you so
exactly.
much,
Yeah,
Jack, for taking the time to chat. Really appreciate it.
totally. Yeah, thank you, Chloe.
And for all those watching, you can catch Jack on American Idol. New episodes air Sundays and Mondays on ABC, Citytv in Canada. He also has new music on Spotify, so make sure to check that out. And we will see you next time.